All right, hey everyone, it's March the 10th, the year 2017. My wife sent me this article. I was downstairs and she was upstairs, and it's just too good of an article to not make a video about. Also, I've gone to the News Miner. When you go there, it comes up with a screen. It's like a pop-up, and it basically it lets you look at 5 articles for free, and then you got to pay. So, I think this is number 4, and then I get one more free article, and then it's gonna make me pay. So I'm glad that I got this article in my free 5. But anyway, this lady right here is a Jezebel of the highest order. She is on a fast train to hell. Her name is Karen Loeffler. She is one of the primary people responsible for Schaeffer Cox being in prison right now. She was communicating with Stephen Scrocky when Scrocky was setting Schaeffer up, along with working with the FBI. And I want to read this article into YouTube, and let's read it. It's from, I'll put the link in the description bar, and it's from the News Miner, which is like an Alaskan newspaper. It says, Alaska's top federal prosecutor among 46 asked to resign by the United States Attorney General. Well, that's very, very good news. I don't know if it's gonna impact Schaeffer's appeal, because I know that Karen Loeffler and Yvonne Lamouret were fighting to keep Schaeffer in prison for 26 years, and she is the main Jezebel devil in charge. But it goes on to say, United States Attorney's Office, appointed by President Barack Obama in October of 2009, among 46 United States attorneys asked to resign. I sure would like to know who the other 45 are. To resign Friday, March the 10th, 2017, by U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Goes on to say, the United States Attorney for District of Alaska is among the 46 Obama-era federal prosecutors asked to resign Friday by Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Former President Barack Obama appointed Karen Loeffler as U.S. Attorney for Alaska on October the 16th, 2009. Chloe Martin, spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Alaska, confirmed the dismissal in an email to the News Miner late Friday. Karen Loeffler, our U.S. Attorney for the District of Alaska, was one of the remaining 46 presidentially appointed U.S. attorneys who were asked to tender their resignations, she said. It is not uncommon for a new presidential administration, especially when of a differing political party, to ask for resignations. U.S. attorneys are political appointees. Also asking for the resignation does not necessarily indicate a prosecutor would not ultimately be retained. Many of the federal prosecutors who were nominated by former President Barack Obama have already left their positions, but the nearly 4 dozen who stayed on in the first weeks of the Trump administration have been asked to leave in order to ensure a uniform transition. Justice Department spokeswoman Sarah Isgar Flores said, according to an Associated Press report, until the new U.S. attorneys are confirmed, the dedicated career prosecutors in our United States Attorney's offices will continue the great work of the Department in investigating, prosecuting, and deterring the most violent offenders, she said in a statement. Friday's actions by Sessions is similar to one taken in 1993 by then Attorney General Janet Reno, who soon after taking office sought the resignations of the U.S. attorneys appointed by President George Herbert Walker Bush. At the time, Sessions was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Alabama. Loeffler was nominated by the position by the then Senator Mark Begich, a Democrat. Now, Mark Begich, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me. Remember when the Department of Justice, the Polar Pen Team, the Office of Professional Responsibility, there's a book written about it. It's called Not Guilty, the Unlawful Prosecution of United States Senator Ted Stevens, where Joseph Bottini, along with the Department of Justice, used fabricated testimony from a pedophile named Bill Allen, CEO of Vico Oil, and there was a judge named Judge Emmett Sullivan, and he appointed a special prosecutor named Hank Schulke to look into this prosecution team, and Nick Marsh committed suicide, and Joseph Bottini got reprimanded. Now, that also because they had illegal and unethical relationships with the media with the Chad Joy whistleblower report, and Mary Beth Kepner was seen walking in Bill Allen's hotel room, and Mary Beth Kepner is an FBI special agent, walking into his hotel room wearing a skirt, and she very rarely wears skirts, okay? And he's a known pedophile having sex with Bambi Tyree at the Ocean View house. So what I'm trying to say is the Polar Pen Team caused United States Republican Senator Ted Stevens to lose the election. He was the most, he had served longer than any United States Republican senator ever. And it opened the way because he was the Senate Majority Leader, and he would have never allowed the Obamacare to come to a vote. It opened the way for a Democrat to win the election. When they did all of their dirty deeds, when I say they, I'm talking about Karen Loeffler, Joseph Bottini, Nick Marsh, Brenda Morris, Special Agent Mary Beth Kepner, right? When they did all of their evil, dirty deeds to cause a United States Senator, Ted Stevens, to lose his election, he mysteriously dies in a plane crash, by the way. Guess who won his place when he lost the election, which paved the way for Obamacare? If I'm not mistaken, it was Senator Mark Begich, which is a Democrat. And who did he nominate? He nominated Loeffler. Now, I could be wrong, right? Let's we need to investigate that, but I'm pretty sure that I got to find out. Hold on just one second. Who won U.S. Senator Ted Stevens' place in Alaska? He dies in a plane crash. Hold on. Let's search for the word Begich. There you go. There you go. There you go. Did I find it or what? Stevens lost his Senate re-election bid in 2008. He won the Republican primary in August and was defeated by Anchorage Mayor Mark Begich in the general election. Do you guys see that? Mark Begich. Now, what does this article say? Mark Begich. There you go. So they caused Senator Ted Stevens to lose the election. There was a book written about it by Rob Carey. Go read the book. I've read the book. And when Mark Begich came in, guess who he appointed? Loeffler. Guess who Loeffler went after? Loeffler went after Schaeffer Cox. All of this was done, and Schaeffer Cox is sitting in prison today because Mark Begich appointed Loeffler, and Loeffler went after Schaeffer Cox. Incredible. Loeffler was nominated for the position by then Senator Mark Begich, a Democrat. It is customary for a senator of the same political party as the president to nominate someone for the vacancy. Loeffler, as an assistant U.S. attorney, led the 2008 prosecution of former Fairbanks Mayor Jim Hayes on charges that centered on his misuse of nearly $3 million in federal social service grants from 2001 to 2005. A jury convicted Hayes on 16 counts, including on charges of theft, conspiracy, money laundering, and tax fraud. He was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison. The grants issued to Love, L-O-V-E Social Services Tutoring and Mentoring Center, run by his wife, Marilda Hayes. Federal investigators found the couple spent the money on such personal items as big screen plasma television and to help build a new church for Jim Hayes' congregation, the Lily of the Valley Church of God in Christ. Hayes was a pastor at the church. Marilda Hayes accepted a plea agreement with prosecutors and was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Contact Newsminer editor Rob Boyce at 459-7585. Follow him on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this lady has been asked to leave. Okay, that's a good thing. But I don't know if it's going to affect Schaeffer's appeal or how it will affect his appeal. I printed off this article and I've mailed it to Schaeffer. But keep in mind, she is the main one who is prosecuting Schaeffer in the appeal, along with Karen Lamore. So when this thing talks about 46 people being asked to leave, I want to know who the other 45 are. I guess we'll try to find out who the other 45 are later. But anyway, God bless every one of you. It's a good thing this lady's leaving. Good riddance. She's on a fast train to hell, and she has left death and destruction everywhere she's gone. Everywhere she's showed up. She's destroyed families and put innocent men in prison. She is a terrible, terrible, terrible woman. God bless every one of you.